Hi, I'm James Shillinglaw for Insider Travel Report, and I'm here today with one of my favorite airlines. I got to tell you, the TAP Air Portugal, I've used many times. I love going to Portugal. And I'm here with Carlos Antunes, who is the director for the Americas for TAP Air Portugal. And if you haven't been following TAP lately, there's a lot going on, and it's a great way to get your clients to Europe. And we're going to talk about that and a whole lot more on Insider Travel Report. Carlos, first of all, good to see you. How are you doing?
Good to see you. I'm doing fine. Even better now that I'm talking to you.
There we go. And I hear you're actually down, you said in Brazil right now, right?
I'm calling from São Paulo in Brazil. Yes.
Because you are all of the Americas. So their big markets are Brazil, obviously, Venezuela, you said US, so you're really over here and you've got a lot of flights between the two the across the Atlantic, right?
That's absolutely right. I'm based out of Brazil, São Paulo, which is the biggest city capital in Brazil. Brazil, it's our number one market. We have over 102 flights a week
Okay.
in and out Brazil. And second is North America with 101 flights a week connecting several cities in US and Canada to Lisbon and to Porto, and from there to an extensive network of more than 50 destinations that we have in the islands of Portugal, in
Right.
Europe, and in North Africa. So
Yeah.
it's the two biggest markets for TAP. It's Brazil and North America.
And we're going to get into that a little bit because I think a lot of travel advisors don't understand how much of a connector point Lisbon is for to get people to Europe, to Africa, and to all over and back and forth. So let's first of all talk about you are celebrating, I believe, this year 80 years of flying at TAP Air Portugal. Can you talk
Years.
a little bit about the history of the airline and what are you doing, if anything, to recognize those 80 years?
80 years, that's right. Company's been founded in 1945, the 14th of March. We've celebrated with the ceremony with the birthday cake
Oh,
and the
okay.
ceremony. The 14th of March, we were participating to the most important trade show in Portugal. It's called BTL, Better Tourism Lisbon.
Okay.
So we celebrated with our fellow travel agencies, the most important partners that we have. And this is a year of celebration because coming to 80 flights, 80 years of foundation, more than 1,200 flights a day, more than 80 destinations in roughly 50 countries. It's a great landmark for a company now 80 years.
Few people know, but there's a part of Portugal that doesn't appear on maps. Its climate varies between mild and mild. The official language is Portuguese, but in reality, it's multilingual. The gastronomy is rich. Its population is welcoming and has hosted millions of visitors since 1945. This land borders Spain, the United States, and many other countries. Few people know, but when you board a TAP airplane, you're officially in Portugal with the friendliness, enthusiasm, initiative, and attention of all those who make each flight a fantastic journey through our country. TAP Air Portugal, for 80 years, the embrace of Portugal on every flight.
No, that's fine. And congratulations on those 80 years. It's hard to believe, when we have airlines in this country that aren't that old. So,
We've
and yeah,
edited a book called, this is the book that I'm showing you. We've
okay.
edited a book. This is in Portuguese and English. I'll take the liberty to send you a copy.
Okay. That'd be lovely. I'd take
And
to take a look at it.
it's called We Need to Fly, and it's a book telling the story of TAP in these last 80 years.
Fantastic. Now, what's the financial health of TAP Air Portugal? I know I recently saw your 2024 results, and you're doing pretty well. You had a net income of 53.7 million. Are you still doing well this year?
We're doing well this year. We did very well last year and the year before as well. Last year, we've carried 16 million and 100,000 passengers. That was a growth of roughly 2%. It wasn't an easy year.
Right.
And even though it wasn't an easy year with a lot of growth of capacity, several events in terms of macroeconomic markets changing, we've recorded a profit of more than 50 million euros.
That's very good for an airline these days, I tell you.
That's very good for an airline to have a positive EBIT, positive EBITDA, and a profit at the end of the year. We've started the year stronger this year, the first few months stronger than 2024. We're launching 3 new routes in North America alone, so we're looking for even better results in 2025.
Now, one of the things I've noticed recently, you've launched several sales here promoting travel from the U.S. to Portugal and the rest of Europe and Africa. What's your strategy to get more Americans on your aircraft or your planes? And I got to tell you, some of your round trip fare sales are remarkable, like $3.99 round trip. I don't know how you do it, but if that doesn't get people traveling, I don't know what will.
And that gets people traveling. That's what we want. If people that follow us, that subscribe to our newsletters and receive the information about our promotion, they know that just right after Christmas we throw promotion, after Easter promotion, St. Valentine's, it's a solid date as well. So we have a number of set promotions throughout the year that we use to leverage the awareness of ourselves as a carrier to Europe via Portugal, based on the privileged geographical location of Lisbon and Oporto, which is at the western tip of Europe. So
Yep.
you don't have to do backtrack wherever you go. In Europe, you don't need a backtrack. You can just go fly through Portugal, and the attractiveness of Portugal as a destination as well.
Oh yeah, well, and I we're going to talk about it, but you got to sort of budget some time to spend some time in Portugal, regardless of where you're going. So that's, and I know you have a stopover program, so that's another good way to see Portugal. And I tell everybody, you're going to go to Portugal and you're going to stay a little while because it is a marvelous country.
It used to be the best, the best well-kept secret in Europe, Portugal. It's not anymore
No,
because
it's not. Sadly, I guess I've been blabbing too much about it for the last years.
you have part of the responsibility for that.
It's my fault.
Portugal's the stopover program, which has been awarded as the best stopover program in the last few years. It's also another of the responsible for people getting to know Portugal. They can stay up to 10 days in Portugal, not just Lisbon or Porto, but travel in the country up to 10 days with no additional and with nothing additional to the ticket. And we also offer a series of discounts and benefits in a number of partners that we are collaborating in the program, in the Portugal Stopover program.
No, it is a great program. And again, I have to go back and spend some more time. A few years ago, I spent quite a significant amount of time in Portugal, but I got to go back. I can't do it this time when I'm going over there, but next time, I want to do that. Now, let's talk a little bit about the gateways. You started talking about the gateways you serve in the U.S. market, and you got new stuff coming in, right?
We do. We already serve 8 cities with 9 airports. Serve Boston, New York being Newark and JFK, Miami, Washington, Chicago, San Francisco. We're launching Boston, Oporto. Currently, our Boston operations is Lisbon.
Okay.
We're launching Boston, Oporto the 14th of May. The 16th of May, we're launching a non-stop Los Angeles, Lisbon. And the 4th of June, we're launching a São Francisco Terceira, an island in the Açores. So
Really?
it will be São Francisco Terceira, Lisbon. While today, the 6 flights a week we have in San Francisco, they're all to Lisbon. So it's a strong expansion in US, and that is going to get us to 101 flights a week connecting US to Portugal.
That's fantastic, and that's great news about the new service in LA and San Francisco. I always tell people, from New York and Newark, the flight is really short. I mean, I got to tell you, it's like going to the West Coast, right, on the U.S.
And we fly those cities in the East Coast with the A321 long range aircraft, which is a very efficient aircraft. It's a narrow body aircraft in opposition to the bigger A330s that we use on the West Coast, in Chicago, in Miami, in other destinations.
Well, and both aircraft are also brand new, and I really appreciate it. When I've been on it before, the business classes are marvelous. So you're using the A330s and your Neo and the A321s, right?
Exactly.
Okay, so those are everybody thinks, I'm not going to get a new aircraft on tap. Not true. You're going to get a brand new aircraft that's absolutely beautiful. And talk a little bit about that onboard experience. At least from my experience, as I said, you have a great business class and a pretty good economy class.
Yeah, yeah, I totally agree with you. We were the airline that launched the A330 Neo by Airbus. So they're pretty new aircraft with in-flight entertainment, with Wi-Fi. The seats are Recaro in business class.
Right.
They're flatbed. You get to enjoy the Portuguese hospitality right the
Yep.
moment you step on board. The 330s are two corridors. They're wide bodies.
Right.
They 298 passengers in two cabins, economy and business class. While the 321 long range are smaller aircraft that give us the flexibility of operating the east coast to Portugal, the number of frequencies we want. And the flexibility, I mean, if we see that we need more than one frequency a day, we put two aircraft. That's a 330 basically.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And as I said, what's the flight time from New York to Lisbon? It's
Must be
very
7 hours.
it's really easy.
750.
As I said, it's literally going to the West Coast on the.
It's too short.
It's
Because
too short.
when you are relaxing, you're enjoying your meal, and then you want to watch a movie, but you're already there.
And then you want to sleep maybe a little bit, but you can't do
You're
all those
already
things.
there.
Yeah, no, it's you got to spend more time in the aircraft. That's what we're talking about. Now let's talk a little bit. Now, what airline alliances are you part of today, and what U.S. carriers do you have codeshare deals with?
TAP is a member of Star Alliance,
Okay,
which is the biggest airline alliance in the world since 20 years, since March 2005.
okay.
And to connect to our gateways in US, we have agreements with JetBlue and United.
No, those are great, and so you can go. And I can't. I think you did. I don't know if you shifted your terminal in at JFK. I can't keep track. They keep shifting terminals all over the place at JFK.
It's the
So
same with me.
yeah. So are you still in the JetBlue terminal, or are you somewhere else now?
No, we're not. We should be in the United Terminal. No, yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and then they're building two new terminals there, so that's what makes it really confusing now. It is a confusing airport, but it's a great airport for you and for people who want to get to Europe. Now, let's talk a little bit about how are you positioning TAP Air Portugal in the U.S. market? Are you looking at it as an affordable and comfortable way to fly to Portugal and the rest of Europe? That is that what you're trying to do? Or?
That's it. That's it. It's affordable, comfortable, and also very convenient.
Right.
Affordable because of the promotions that we do. Comfortable because you enjoy the Portuguese hospitality right the moment you're on board. We're the Portuguese flag carrier. We fly the colors of Portugal and the values of the Portuguese culture. The meals on board are all prepared by Portuguese chefs with Portuguese ingredients. There's an inspiration. We want to showcase what Portugal has to offer on board our aircraft. And I'd say also convenient because of the location of Portugal at the westmost, at the western tip of Europe. So that if if your customer or passenger is not flying, its final destination is not Portugal, but it's flying, transiting in Portugal, doesn't have to do a backtrack.
No, that's great. That's great. Now, and plus, if you then you can take your time and maybe do the stopover program. I think the only closer destination is Ireland, to be honest with you, to the U.S. market. But you are one of the most accessible, really hubs in Europe, and people forget about it. You know, we're all talking about Charles de Gaulle or Munich or Frankfurt or Amsterdam and or Heathrow, of course. But you know, as a way to transit and go to different places in Europe, and also obviously you said Africa, you know, and the islands of Portugal. We got a chance to go to Madeira last year, and it is just fantastic. I loved it, and then one of the things you forgot about, you said the food. You got your Portuguese wines too.
Yeah, the wines.
The wines are excellent, and I fell in love with Portuguese wines. I don't get them enough, but you will get them on board your flights, right?
Which we showcase on our flights, exactly.
Absolutely. Now, is there anything else you want to tell our 127,000 travel advisors today about TAP Air Portugal?
I think we've covered the majority. So we're the Portuguese airline. We're celebrating 80 years of successful operation. We connect We connect US to Europe and North Africa via Portugal. Portugal is a unique geographic location at the western tip of Europe. It's the only airline that can connect 6 cities in Portugal and more than 50 cities across Europe and Africa. Our Portugal our stopover program is an award-winning program, recognized, that we've relaunched 2 years ago. It was already a successful program. After pandemic, we've gathered and negotiated benefits with several more other partners to ensure that we would offer a very good value to our customers that will just stop over in Portugal. What else? It's 80 years of taking care of our customers globally, and I think we're doing that very well.
No, I definitely would agree with you. That when I first was lucky enough to fly TAP, it just was a marvelous experience. I've done it a few times, and I'm about ready to do it again. So I'm looking forward to that this weekend, actually. Now, where can travel advisors go to get more information about TAP Air Portugal, your website, any other place?
They can access our website, flytap.com, or the website dedicated to travel agencies, tapagents.com, with all the information about our fleet, about our network, about our products, economy, business, the stopover program, the various technical details of our products and services, and that's where that's where everybody can get the information updated.
Fantastic. Well, Carlos, great to talk with you about this. Great to see you. We'll talk when I get back. I'm sure I'm going to have more to say about TAP when I get back, because it is a great way to get to Europe, and I've tried to tell people that for a long time. I don't actually fly American Airlines, but that's another story. And I'm talking about all of American Airlines, Delta. I don't mind it, but I would much prefer to fly TAP to Europe if the opportunity arises.
Let's catch up when you're back. I want to hear from you.
Okay, we'll talk then. And meanwhile, I'm James Shillinglaw, and this is Insider Travel Report.